WUFO, and tune in that way as well. And again, every Sunday at 1 p.m. There are many jobs that are being offered. And if you are interested in this, you can visit buffalony.gov/jobs. They're constantly updating who's hiring and featured companies on that page. We are also accepting applications in the Division of Citizen Services for VISTAs, AmeriCorps VISTAs. If you know somebody who may fit in this program, or if you yourself would like to apply, there is specific eligibility and benefits, but you can contact myself or Director Mestre for more information. So we would also like to invite you to donate new or gently used clothing this holiday season. So the dates are the 3rd through the 17th. The drop-off location is at Buffalo City Hall lobby. And of course, the donated clothing will be utilized to help feed, clothe, and provide shelter to those in need. So a really wonderful initiative during this season. And there's also the Bakery at the Market, which is featuring local baked goods and coffee Saturdays in December and Sunday, December 19th, with these featured vendors. This Saturday, there's also Broadway Market is hosting holidays at the Broadway Market. So there's special music and then different events happening there as well. And if you are also thinking far ahead, we are looking for lifeguards wanted in Buffalo. So you can register for the Summer Lifeguard Certification and Training Program. Saturdays begins in January and runs during the day. So you can visit buffalopal.com to apply for this position. There is the annual Toy Joy drop-off. This takes place Thursday, December 16th at City Hall. So just making sure that, every child has a gift for the holidays in conjunction with the Buffalo Police Athletic League and community organizations and churches will identify families and children to receive the donations. If you are looking to start a block club in the city of Buffalo, you can reach out and contact the city of Buffalo and Erie County Board of Block Clubs. They have an email, a phone number, and a Facebook and Instagram to which they are very responsive for those of you who are looking to begin your own block club and or grow. The CAO has a holiday toy assistance program as well, designed to provide holiday gifts for families with children 0 through 17. You can apply online and by appointment only. So this runs November 1st through December 15th. You can also select your toy on the same day that your application is approved. So you can call the number listed on the screen, 579-9699, for more information on this or if you want to apply. So there is a youth event happening on Monday, December 13th. So it is showcasing music, spoken word, poetry, and fashion. So it's an arts event for young children and youth who are doing this. And it's at the Birchfield Penny Arts Center. And you can get tickets online for this event. For those of you who are looking for work or career changes, there's a landscape maintenance technician. Classes are being started January 11th. You can register online for that. The Northland Workforce Training Center also has hands-on training opportunities in different areas, as well as they're providing various services, including career coaching, financial aid counseling, tuition assistance, and much more. So you can also visit northlandwtc.org for more information on all of their initiatives. The Day of Caring is happening December 10th. This is 10 to 1, so this is free family fun activities. Masks are required and they are different events, and this is sponsored by the Strong Community Schools. So you can highlight that QR code to find out a little bit more about what's happening there. And then if you have any children who may have special education needs, they're doing a transitioning from preschool to kindergarten special education, hosted by the Parent Network of Western New York. It happened December 7th, but they will be hosting more events such as this one. The community music school is having a tree lighting and caroling on December 14th, East Sullivan Avenue in the Hamlin Park Historic District. They invite everyone to bring their friends and family and come to this event. As well as there's another online youth event, so Rising Superstars Virtual Talent Competition, and this is happening from 1 to 3. You can register at this point. Now you can watch, and the winner receives a monetary prize, and there are gift giveaways for the youth audience participants. If you're looking for free legal advice, you can visit Glado. They will help with those who are struggling with debt issues, or COVID-19 affected your ability to manage your bills, and more. So you can visit them online at gladobuffalo.org. So again, obviously, COVID is still here. It is very important to get tested and vaccinated. So COVID-19 testing is available. You can check out our city website, covid19.buffalony.gov, to find out more information on testing sites, vaccination, and more information that pertains to businesses, etc. And then if you do need emotional support, there is a hotline sponsored by New York Project Hope, Coping with COVID, and they'll provide information, education, and more. And to contact them, the numbers on screen, runs Monday through Saturday, or you can email projecthope@buffalourbanleague.org, and it is free, anonymous, and confidential. And then, as always, just reminding everybody, if you do not follow us, please follow us on Facebook at Buffalo Citizen Services, on Instagram at Buffalo 311, as well as our 311 call and response set page at Buffalo 311. And as always, follow Mayor Byron Brown at Mayor Byron Brown on Facebook and Mayor Byron Brown 716 on Instagram. And Oz, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Nicole, thank you very much. A lot of great things that are happening within the city. The ability to make connections, it's abound within each and every one of you. I want to say thank you to the Board of Block Clubs for being our outstanding partner. When we started our block chat, we're continuing that. This is a lot of valuable information, not only from a city perspective and from a government perspective, but from a community perspective. We tried to make sure that we highlight that two-way communication as one of the things that the mayor really hammers home to us within the Division of Citizen Services, that if you're thinking you're doing your best, we need to do more. And so let me now take this opportunity. I know the mayor's on. Mayor, you see me, I'm in the unusual background, but today is a different day. This is my second funeral that I'm attending. I'm speaking on your behalf at one. Great individuals, great families that are here in the city of Buffalo. And as within the tradition of the city of Buffalo, we like to memorialize them, to really speak about what they've given back to the city Buffalo too. But man, let me do this. I don't think I've done this in a more formal way. I've seen you, we've talked, but let me do this. Congratulations, Mayor, on being elected to your 5th term within the city of Buffalo. In terms of the work that you've been able to do. We thought it not robbery to invite you to come and speak about our future. You often speak to that of us as directors and as commissioners. You have this opportunity, this great relationship with the Board of Block Clubs and community members. But we wanted to give you this forum to speak about, you know, the future in terms of Buffalo, where we at, what we wanted to do. And Mayor, without further delay, I'm going to give you the forum. I want to say thank you for your leadership, and the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Oswaldo Mestri, the city's Chief Service Officer and Director of the Division of Citizen Services. Thank you for that great introduction, that warm introduction. Nicole Brown, thank you for all of the information that you provided. Certainly a wealth of useful information that you provided to all of us. I want to thank all of the staff in the Division of Citizen Services. I want to thank all of the other city staff that's on the line. I want to thank the members of the Board of Block Clubs that are with us. I see Debbie Lombardo and Ada Hobson Clemens are with us from the Board of Block Clubs. I want to thank all of the members of the community in general. Some of our clean sweep partners I see are with us. Thank you all for participating in the block chat that is done by the Division of Citizen Services. During the COVID-19 pandemic, this became a really important way for residents to communicate with each other, for the Division of Citizen Services and the city to communicate with residents. And certainly it's important that we continue this communication vehicle. One of the critical things that we need to keep doing as we move into 2022 in the city of Buffalo is communicate. It's to share helpful, accurate information. We know that there is a lot of misinformation out there, and there are individuals, there are sources that are constantly bombarding our community with misinformation. So it is important to go to trusted voices, to go to trusted people, to go to trusted organizations that are providing good, reliable, factual information. And this block chat with all of our block club leaders, with our city departments, provides good, useful information to the community. And to all of our block club leaders, I just want you to know that we see you as essential partners in our community because you are trusted voices. You get important information out to the community. And I hope that sometimes it's not information overload to our block club leaders, to our community leaders, but we provide the information to you that we provide because we know that you're out in the community. We know that you're trusted by community members. And the better job that we do in getting good information to you, the more that you can do in disseminating that information to the community. I also want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a happy holiday season. It's certainly great to be back with you. I want to thank the Division of Citizen Services because I think just last week I was the speaker as well. So thank you for allowing me to come back and speak to everybody again. Just want to say again how essential all of you have been in helping us move through this pandemic. As Oswaldo and Nicole said, we're not through it yet, but your work, your information networks, your caring and concern for others in our community certainly has helped us to help others in our community as we move through this pandemic. Nicole gave a couple of important pieces of information. I just want to say to everyone, if there is anyone that is not vaccinated, please, please consider getting vaccinated for yourself, for your family, and for our community. If you're double vaccinated or if you're vaccinated at this point, please consider getting the booster shot. And if you have young children in the family, as young as 5 years old and up, who have not gotten vaccinated yet, please get your young children, your young family members vaccinated as well. This is how we will get through this pandemic. This is how we will get back to normal and prayerfully, hopefully, not get back into a situation where things have to be closed down again. We know how devastating that was to the economy. We know how much that hurt businesses in our community and across the country. And we don't want to be in that position again. So let's do the right thing. I also, while the city of Buffalo doesn't have a health department, people ask me all the time where I stand on the county's mask mandate. And I think there is an indoor mask mandate coming from the state as well. I support it. And I support it because we have to do everything that we can to keep people safe and healthy. This is a unique time. This is a time of crisis. And Oswaldo mentioned the fact that he is representing me at 2 funerals today. I'm not going to talk about the circumstances of these two funerals, but I know in the past, I and perhaps many of you that are on this call have attended funerals of members of our community who have passed away from COVID-19. We want to reduce the potential of that happening to family, friends, and members of our community. So let's do the right thing. You know, with the holidays coming up, there are a number of things that we do in the city of Buffalo. One of them is the upcoming toy drive. I do a toy drive every year. With your help, we know that there are a lot of low-income families in this community. And every year, we do a toy drive so that we can try to provide something for children in our community that might not have a gift under the tree or a gift at home over the holidays because of the family's financial circumstances. We're going to do a contactless toy drop-off that will take place in front of City Hall on Thursday, December 16th from 3 to 6 p.m. And people in vehicles or even people that walk up, we're asking them to bring an unwrapped toy or gift card to City Hall, and we will work with our block clubs, we will work with our community centers, and we will work with churches in the community to distribute toys and gifts to members of our community who are in need, particularly children in our community who are in need. So if you can support that effort, if you can help that effort, it's Thursday, December 16th from 3 to 6 p.m. in front of Buffalo City Hall. And yesterday, I announced that if all goes as planned, we're going to hold the 34th annual New Year's Eve ball drop and fireworks display live and in person this year. Last year, because of COVID-19, we were not able to do it. We had a very limited audience to keep people safe, and most people who saw Buffalo's ball drop last year saw it virtually. This year, we're going to allow people to come to the ball drop and fireworks display. It's going to be a great program. But again, we want people to take precautions to keep themselves safe and to keep others safe. So look out for that. We'll be providing more information on it. We're also going to have the Mohawk ramp and the Fernbach ramp open and free of charge for people that come down to try to address and support some of the parking needs that people have. I want to thank the City Council, and I want to thank our Board of Parking for assisting us with that. It's also important to note that the ball drop is a big fundraiser for the Buffalo Police Athletic League. And you might know that the Police Athletic League serves close to 20,000 young people annually in the city of Buffalo. PAL set a $40,000 capital campaign for this year. It kicked off in November. They got seed funding from the Rotary Club to help them get started. I want to thank Buffalo Rotary for providing $5,000 to the Police Athletic League. And this year, proceeds that go to PAL will help them purchase a second van for the programming that they do for children in every section of the city, and even some programming to children that live outside of Buffalo. Also yesterday, Scott Beeler, the president and CEO of West Her Automotive Group, committed to donate $25,000 to the purchase of the van. I want to thank Scott Beeler and West Her Automotive Group for that. Scott Beeler is absolutely one of the most generous people in our community. I also want to remind you that we are looking at a very serious windstorm starting tomorrow at around 2 p.m. And forecasters are saying that the wind will be even stronger than it was when Buffalo played that unfortunate Monday night football game where the kickers couldn't kick and the quarterbacks had a hard time throwing. The wind tomorrow is even going to be worse than that. I'm urging that people use caution. The winds possibly will be very damaging, bringing down trees, traffic signals, and utility poles. And so we're asking that if you don't have to drive after 2 o'clock tomorrow, it might be a good idea to stay in to make sure that you're staying safe. Also, if you have some of those big Christmas decorations outside that could blow away, unfortunately, it might be a good idea to bring some of those decorations inside, because after the storm Saturday, if you don't, you might see your Santa or your reindeers in front of Mayor Brown's house, because they blew away, and finders keepers, right? So safeguard your items, bring them inside. Now, Oz talked about, what we're looking at in 2022. We want to partner even closer with our block clubs. So I just want to put that on the table in terms of your various programs that you provide to the community, in terms of making sure that our block clubs continue to get information to distribute throughout the community. And we want to work with our block clubs to make sure that we have block clubs organized in every single section of the city of Buffalo, and that we have people participating in our block clubs at the neighborhood level of all ages. I know some young people have gotten into the mindset that block clubs are only for older people. They are not. So you don't have to be 40 or 50 or 60 years old to be a member of a block club. You can be a teenager, you can be a 20-something, you can be a 30-something. So we need to connect the community at the neighborhood level through our block clubs, and we will be working with all of you on that. We're going to continue to focus on affordable housing. We've set a goal of 40% permanent affordable housing in the city of Buffalo. We're at about 25%. It won't be easy to get to 40%, but we all want to work together on that. And as you know, there's going to be a phenomenal amount of money coming from the federal government. We've already worked with the city council to develop a plan for the American Rescue Plan funds that are coming to the city, $331 million. Half of that money is already in hand. We already have it in the city bank account. And that money is designed to lift communities, to address poverty, to address equity. There's several buckets. So public health, negative economic impacts, the needs of disproportionately impacted communities, people who have been disproportionately impacted by COVID, infrastructure, revenue replacement. So what that means is money that the government lost during the pandemic. But we also know that as the government lost money, members of the community lost money as well. Well, we want to make sure that we are helping members of the community. So people that might be struggling with rent payments, people that might be struggling with mortgage payments, the city has created initiatives to assist people with that. Um, uh, Also, going beyond just the ARP funds, the American Rescue Plan funds, we know that there will be other money coming from the federal government. There will be money coming from the state government. Just recently, the $1.2 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill was passed. That should mean several hundred more millions of dollars coming to the city of Buffalo. So the next 2 years is going to be really important in terms of how we spend federal, state, and city money coming in. We will be spending close to $2 billion. That's billion with a B in the city of Buffalo over the next couple of years. And we've got to make sure that that money is spent wisely, that money is spent strategically, and we have to make sure that that money has an impact on every single neighborhood in the city of Buffalo, and that it helps to transform the lives of all of our residents living in every neighborhood of our city. So that's going to be a major focus going forward. Economic development. Some have talked about the tremendous development that has happened in the city being uneven. Well, we want to accelerate development. We want to make sure that it's happening all over the city, not just downtown, not just the medical campus, not just the waterfront, but on the east side, the west side, the north side, the south side, and into the neighborhoods. You know, people have talked about wanting to see more small businesses, more services, more businesses from people of color, more businesses from women, more businesses from new Americans, small businesses growing in our neighborhoods. That's going to be a major focus going forward so that you're seeing more businesses at the neighborhood level, at neighborhoods throughout the city, small businesses that are creating jobs and bringing important services into our neighborhoods. We also want to, and you've heard me talk about this before, we want to promote the concept of diversity, equity, and inclusion. And what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is when we're hiring in city government, when we're hiring in county government, when we're hiring locally in state government, when private sector organizations are hiring, we want the people that are hired to reflect the diversity of our community. We want boards in city government, boards of directors for not-for-profits, boards of directors in the private sector to reflect the diversity of our community. And if we can do that, when, you know, a company is doing well, when the government is doing well, when a not-for-profit organization is doing well, that means that people throughout the city of Buffalo are doing well. So, you know, oftentimes we hear a lot of talk about poverty. And we can't be fooled into thinking that poverty is just the problem of the city of Buffalo government. Poverty requires all hands on deck. So it requires the work of city government, county government, state government, federal government, the not-for-profit community, the private sector, our block clubs, and each of us individually. You know, I will tell you, you know, my own family story. You know, growing up, my sister Andrea and I, we grew up in a double house in New York City in Queens. Our grandparents lived upstairs. When our mom and dad bought that house, they could not afford the house. The only way they were able to afford the house is that our grandmother and grandfather on my mother's side uh, purchased the house with them and lived upstairs. And my grandparents, my grandfather and grandmother on my father's side, helped provide some of the money that they used to purchase that house. That's how our family was able to buy their house. And my dad started off as what they then called a stock boy in the garment industry and worked his way up to being an executive in the garment industry. So hard work. We have to continue to talk to our young people about families sticking together, the value of hard work, getting a good education, and playing by the rules of society. That's how all kinds of people have been able to lift themselves and get out of poverty. All too often now, we have too many people that are waiting for the government to do it. They're waiting for Superman or Superwoman to do it. They're waiting for Captain America to rush in and change their circumstances. They're looking for Wonder Woman to come in and change their circumstances. So if we're going to put a dent in poverty in the city of Buffalo, it's got to be all hands on deck. It's city government, it's county government, state government, federal government, our block clubs, our not-for-profits, our private sector, but it's got to be people themselves doing the right thing and working together in their family. So I believe that 2022 is going to be very bright for the city of Buffalo if we do the right thing, if we work together. Because when we work together as a community, there is nothing that we can't accomplish. There is no obstacle that we can't overcome. So I am very thankful in this season of Thanksgiving, in this season of celebrating all of the things that we have thankful for, that we have to be thankful for. I am thankful for all of you, because as I look at these faces that are on the screen, you all are the active members of this community. You're the active members of the city government. You're the active members in our neighborhoods. You are the active volunteers in our city. You are people that make a difference. And I'm thankful for each and every one of you. I'm very thankful for this opportunity to talk a little bit about the future, to talk a little bit about some of the things that are on the horizon in the city of Buffalo. And I know that if we believe in ourselves and we believe in what our community has to offer, and we stay prayerful, because that's one of the other things that I got from, and my sister Andrea got from those grandparents that lived upstairs. Every day when we came home from school, we had to say our prayers with our grandmother. She was a praying woman. And I can tell you, there were many days that I didn't feel like doing it. I didn't feel like reciting those prayers. I didn't feel like reading that Bible. And I'm not trying to proselytize to you, because believe in whatever you want to believe in, whatever faith you are, Christian, Jewish, Muslim, but hold on to those things that have been taught to you, have been imparted to you from your family. I know that there have been days for me that have been challenging, that have been hard, and I have been able to rely on those teachings from parents and grandparents and family members. I've been able to recite some of those prayers that I used to recite with my grandmother and my sister, when I was 10 years old and 12 years old and 14 years old. So listen, stick close to family, stick close to friends, and let's stay close together as a community. And when we do that, there's nothing we accomplish. Thank you all very much. God bless you.
Thank you, Mayor Brown. We appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to talk to us a little bit about what's coming up for the future for the city of Buffalo. So I know that I'm sure your schedule is packed and busy. We only surprisingly had 2 questions,
Okay.
and they're very simple. One of them was just if somebody wants to get involved in volunteering initiatives for the city, how should they go about that? Is there just a number to call, or what should they do?
Yeah, we mentioned that, so I think people can get involved through their block clubs. That's critically important. That residents of all ages join block clubs. We're going to be working with the Board of Block Clubs going into the new year to assist more people, more neighborhoods start their own block clubs. People can call the Division of Citizen Services. They can call 311 if they want to volunteer for different city projects. And I'm sure that I and our Chief Service Officer, Oswaldo Mestri, and some of our other departments will have many different projects that they can be involved with. Also, people can participate as volunteers in our Clean Sweep program. And this year we completed another very successful Clean Sweep season. I see Michael Smith shaking his head. We did 33 clean sweeps this year, and we want to do 33 again next year. And a lot of people volunteer for our clean sweeps. So that's another way that people can volunteer. And again, they can do that through calling the Division of Citizen Services at 311.
Thank you. And then lastly, you mentioned affordable housing, and a question just came through is to whether there's any specific area that you're looking to do the affordable housing, or if it's going to be spread out throughout the city of Buffalo.
Yeah, we want to focus on affordable housing throughout the city of Buffalo. There's some neighborhoods that are higher income than others. We don't want affordable housing just in neighborhoods that are considered low income. We want affordable housing in neighborhoods that are upper income. One example of that is the affordable housing that is getting ready to open in a matter of days or weeks in downtown Buffalo. It's 201 Ellicott Street. That's going to be 201 units of affordable housing in downtown Buffalo. So we're going to be doing more projects like that. We're going to be partnering with Habitat for Humanity. That's a great organization that helps people become homeowners. And we will be doing more home ownership, partnering with Habitat for Humanity. So there will be an array of different initiatives and programs for affordable housing that we will be unveiling in 2022. So for rental housing, for housing in neighborhoods throughout the city, housing downtown, housing in close proximity to the medical campus, housing for home ownership for first-time home buyers. So stay tuned for that, but that's going to be a major focus. Also, with some of our neighborhood commercial districts, we will be using this significant infrastructure money that's coming in from the federal government to invest tens of millions of dollars in some of our neighborhood commercial districts so that they are clean, so that they are pristine, so that the streets are smooth, so that the sidewalks are repaired, the lighting is bright, and that we are helping small businesses grow in those neighborhoods and helping small businesses start up in some of our neighborhood commercial districts. So that's also going to be another major focus going forward.
Wow, thank you. So that sounds amazing. So I know pretty much, I'm sure everyone on the call is excited about the updates that we've heard. And of course, obviously can't wait to see all of this starting to happen next year in 2022. And as always, again, Mayor Brown, we thank you for your leadership. We appreciate you getting on our Black chat and just talking to our residents during this time. And we know your schedule is probably crazy around this season. So again, just thank you for coming on.
Thank you all very much. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, happy New Year, everybody.
Thank you. You too, Mayor.
Same to you.
So now Debbie, she is our president of the Board of Block Clubs. If there's anything that you would like to say, please, the floor is yours.
Okay, well, we're at 12:52 and I know how much Oz likes to give back a few minutes of everybody's time. So this was a great block chat. Thank you, Mayor Brown, for mentioning the Board of Block Clubs and block clubs in general. Just so you guys know, some of my team is on this call. Everybody knows Miss Ada Hopkins Clemens there. She's our secretary. Dr. Cretacia Solomon Carter in the purple is our public relations director. So she answers all of our emails and keeps our social media going. And then we have Ellen Harris Harvey over there in the far right-hand corner. She is our chaplain and board member. This team is just part of the team that we work with every day to get our block club started. And yes, we are here to help build block clubs. And how do we do that? Well, in January 2022, we're going to put our boots to the ground and keep on moving and helping any areas in the city of Buffalo and Erie County, because we are both, start block clubs. It's very easy to do. All you have to do is reach out to us through our email, bobcbuffalo@gmail.com. We will forward you information. We have booklets already ready to go. We have our forms ready to go. Very easy, not much to it. Some of the team members here come to your meetings and we'll help you get started. We'll get you where you need to be, and we're always here to answer questions, help out. We also do a lot with community events. So you'll see a lot of us through 2022 at many different events throughout the city of Buffalo. Can't do what I do without this team. I have a great team. I wish the rest of the members were on here today, but they all have things going on. So hopefully in January, we'll have our first big general meeting, and I look forward to getting that out all over the block chat, social media, and looking forward to see all of you. We will be working with Mr. Dixon there with the septet a little bit more closely so that we can get that information out and get another class rolling so we can really work hard on preventing any crime issues in our neighborhoods. As always, it's so wonderful to see everybody, and I thank you for giving me this opportunity to always say a few words about the Board of Block Clubs, because I'll tell you, we work really hard to make every block club feel secured and have that driven to do what they need to do to take care of their neighborhood. So our goal is always to build a block club in every neighborhood. And this past year, correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody would like to, I think we were up to 8 or 10 new block clubs. Some of them are actually block clubs that were kind of laying low for a long time and now restarted, but that is all due to this team that I work with every day. So on behalf of myself and my team, we like to wish each and every one of you a very happy holiday, a safe holiday. Looking forward to more block chats, of course, and we only have a couple more, Nicole, left to go before the end of the year. So please note that we're here to help as much as possible. And I thank you for this opportunity. So that's it for me. It's 12:55. And as Oz would say, we're giving you 5 minutes of your time back.
Thank you. Thank you, Debbie. So of course, like Debbie mentioned, we have one last block chat coming up for this week, or for this year, actually. So please tune in next weekend, or next Friday. Feels like the weekend. So next Friday for our last block chat of the year. And of course, there's some really exciting things coming up, even just within the Division of Citizen Services. So please encourage your friends and family to tune in as well. And if there's any announcements that you guys need shared with the greater community, please email me. I think my email's been in the chat a couple times, but nbrown@buffalony.gov, so that I can share your announcements with the community on Facebook as well. So like Debbie mentioned, you guys can have back now 4 minutes of your time, and we wish you guys a great weekend.
Bye, everybody. Have a great weekend. See you all
Bye.
soon. Hi, Dana.
Bye.
See you again.
Good to see everyone.
You guys stay
Bye,
safe.
everybody.
Great block chat.
For sure.
I'm still on. A couple people still on too.